Shaq got his arms folded again, y'all.
I wonder why.
One.
Kirsten allowed Nicole to speak on her behalf and basically dismiss Shaq and what he was going through
Right there at the table, no
with no
less.
conscience. And she didn't even check her girl.
Two.
She wanted Shaq to buy a house for her. Can Shaq really qualify to buy a house by himself?
That brother might have all kinds of student debt.
May need some help from mom and them.
Mom and them,
Amen.
maybe.
Pick up a collection plate. Sometimes it takes a village.
Welcome to Clip Alerts. Today, we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 16, episode number 15.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and send us your comments. They're very funny, and we will respond once we receive them. And click that notification button so you know when we upload new content. We appreciate all of you so very much. So we say thank you.
For sure. Two
We
times.
don't take your support for granted
No.
at all.
No.
So here we go.
Yeah, this one began with Kirsten on a stationary bike, working it out and all that. And who did she get a buzz on the cell phone from?
Shaq's mama.
Nina.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Now Nina is telling her, you need to support your husband. He needs support because he's going through some stuff. Evidently, we found out that Shaq was not going to graduate on time.
Mhm.
So
On his
something
last trip
occurred
that he
and
went.
he was upset and that he needed support. So, what do you and I think about that sort of interaction between Kristen and Mama?
One word. Fake.
Say it again.
Fake.
Say it like you mean it.
Fugazi. All the couples got together and decided they were going to have a night out on the town. And they picked country line dancing at this bar place or whatever.
Shaq revealed that he has been in that place as well.
Yeah, dark places where he's been that guy.
Yeah, and he had to find he had to do therapy as a result of it to sort of switch stuff up from the negative stuff he was doing.
Yeah, to get some light in that situation so he could see, a pathway forward.
Yeah, because when we first were introduced to Shaq, one of the things Shaq said is he wanted someone to be in his life that he could share his life with because he had a profound sense of loneliness this guy was experiencing.
Mm.
So he really wants someone who will be there, who he can share his life with. Nicole decides at this
You mean a
point
self-appointed group spokesperson?
that be her.
Okay.
She decides that she's going to talk about what Shaq just revealed in a confidential, vulnerable place. And she said, I want you to know that this is a safe space. I want you to know that you could use, I could speak on Kirsten's behalf, that you could use her as a safe resource. And that, things come and go, but we don't know. She implied almost that his dark thoughts are gonna return again, which I thought was totally out of line. And instead of Kirsten, when she said I could speak on Kirsten's behalf, all Kirsten could weekly offer up was
Sure.
sure. So Shaq got
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We
so Shaq
can't.
got pissed off and walked away and
Yeah, but
walked out the door.
okay, but before we deal with that part of it, there was a hold up half a moment. Kirsten checked Nicole right there when she was sitting right in front of her and said, "Wait a minute, you don't speak for me."
One of the things that Nicole revealed to us is that some of the relationships she has had in the past, the men were dismissive, and she was felt like she was almost invisible. How disrespectful then to know that, to experience that, and then Kirsten sitting at the table, she did not to speak on her behalf, but she assumed
That it was okay for her
presumptuously that it was
to
okay
do.
to speak on her behalf as it relates to her husband, Shaq, who just revealed that personal
Do
information.
you know how arrogant that is?
You've got to believe it.
And I know one thing. If me and this one had been sitting across the table from that, and Nicole would have gone at it, came at the situation like that, there would have been a vastly different response from this one. I promise you that.
And I would have asked the Lord to forgive me because it would have been spicy. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. So Shaq goes outside, and of course Kristen comes behind him, and she has the same conversation. Oh, how if you want me to go somewhere, you need to tell me.
But by then,
How much telling does the brother have to do if he made hotel arrangements for her?
and you know what? Did y'all notice that his arms had then been folded the entire time while she's talking out there in the alley or wherever they were outside outside the?
He was salty. He was ticked off for a number of different things.
Mhm.
First, that she did not check Nicole.
Yes.
Two, that he still felt salty that she had to go to this work event by himself.
Come on,
And
sis.
additionally, that he found out the news out that he would not be graduated. So that's another thing that he may have wanted her support and comfort from, but she was not
And
there.
that's it. The three that we know about. There could have
Right.
been even more than that.
Exactly. She said going forward, you have to tell me, or I gotta be more proactive in listening to what you're gonna say. He's still pissed off, but he gave her a kiss and hug. They went back and sat down.
Yeah, I think for for what it's worth, she did at least make the attempt to try and be
Yes,
reassuring.
yes, she did.
And I gathered, at least the sentiment as far as I was concerned was that she was sincere about it. They were talking about from Kristen's vantage point how they need to work on communication, and from Kirsten's point of view, she needs Shaq to be more
Assertive.
assertive.
Yes.
Okay, be more direct, be more whatever it is that be more clear about how he communicates, blah blah blah.
What
Okay.
say?
So if I'm understanding this, Kirsten, what you're saying is next time this out of town situation comes up, Shaq needs to tell you, pack your shit and let's go.
Well, right on, right on. That's not gonna work for a whole lot of women, but if that's her thing, that's her thing.
That's
I
what she says she
I
won't.
don't know what she wants. I really do not know at this point.
And you know who broke down laughing? Jasmine.
The ladies were still thinking that Shaq didn't was not assertive in getting that cookie, and we find out that they had relations.
Marriage
Shaq
was consummated.
Shaq
Shaq broke it
revealed that
down, didn't
because he was trying to keep it
he?
respectful, but
Right.
she clearly wanted to expose that because she's been lying to these ladies thinking he's not doing the do. And
And so he said, "Yeah, we've consummated our marriage."
the next day we see them meeting with Devon Franklin.
Franklin,
Yes.
yes,
And
indeed.
Devon came through and they sat down, and uh, Kirsten reverted back to that same old Fugazi story about him not telling her exactly what he wanted.
And she also said that she wants, when asked what she wanted by Devon, the first thing she said was better communication. Better
Yeah,
communication.
and then Devon asked him whether he feels supported in the marriage, and he said sometimes, which is a fantastic answer. And then
He tried to make it
Frank
black and
said,
white,
black and white. Oh, it's a yes or no. How? When is it ever black and white?
and no shades of gray in
Right.
between.
Particularly in a marriage. Devon start talking about expectations. They both have expectations, and that they need the other person to know exactly where they are, what they want, and gotta accept how they respond
Right,
to
because
it.
if they're unspoken expectations, they become killer expectations to the relationship.
But I gotta tell you, I did not particularly like how Devon was talking in general terms, that they had a particular issue going on, and I don't think he really heard what Shaq was trying to say.
Yeah, I understand that.
That's my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
he kind of vacillated back and forth between specific and personal, and you
Right.
like specific only.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He got married to be with someone who will support him, who will affirm him in some way. And she is falling short in that department.
right. And Devon also mentioned something, and I'm not exactly quoting him, but I'm kind of paraphrasing that when you have your own narrative, your marriage is in trouble.
Yeah.
your marriage is in trouble. Okay, and he ought to know because he was divorced, right?
Right.
I don't. At least from my vantage point.
So hopefully they're gonna move forward, but there's still some issues with Kirsten not taking accountability because that's one thing I found. Whenever she's checked, she doesn't take accountability for ish that she's doing. She did like the rope and stuff, so
I didn't say tie her up. I said tighten her.
I know what you said. She like that domination ish. And if you throw in a yeah, if you throw in a whip and some 6-inch stilettos, happen.
Oh,
They know what I'm talking about.
good, good.
Anyway, that's all we have. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you with Ready to Love Part 1 and
Reunion part one, right?
put a ring on it. There's some fugazi going on, and we will be here for it.
All over it.